Hello everyone, this is Bullion Babai. The topic today is what is important in a company. What is it that I should look for in a company? Is it the dividend? Is it the price increase or the higher price? Is it the brand outside? Or is it the management? And how are you going to find out which company is good for us? Obviously, this links to what is the purpose of business. The purpose of business is to be in business forever, number one. Number two, to serve the customers to the extent that is needed and maybe more than what they are expecting. Number three, to survive during this period and even grow by raising the revenue. So these are the things that are required for a business. That means essentially a business, to be in business, has to grow. So it is the growth that is most important. Now, there are about 5,900 listed companies in India. Now, out of that, how will you know which company to invest in? One of the methods is that because you are an investor, and because you are investing in a share, and because what you get out of the share is an earning is distributed in the shape of retained earnings plus dividend. So you go by this logic. It means earning per share or the growth in earning per share is the most important item. That means it is not just the earnings, it is not just the earnings per share, it is not just the dividend per share, it is not just the retained earnings per share, but essentially earning per share growth rate that is going to be the crux. It is the main parameter that will influence the market price of the stocks. So those are the companies which you should invest. Now, if you go by these things, let us say you start with revenue growth. If you start with revenue growth and you go to Google stock screener and then choose your revenue growth from highest to the lowest, you will get 25 fastest growing companies in India. Now, which are these companies? First and foremost is Vedanta, mining and mineral. It is doing in mining and mineral. Its CAGR revenue growth is 66.93%. Next comes Glenmark Pharma. Its CAGR is 25.45%. Then you have TCS in IT software, whose growth is 12.14%. Then Eicher Motors in automobile sector, whose growth is 42.72%. And Lupin in pharmaceuticals, whose CAGR is 9.64%. HDFC Bank among banks, whose CAGR is 11.42%. HPCL in refineries. Then you have AS Bank in banks, whose growth CAGR is 10.29%. IOCL in refineries has got a positive growth rate. Then Idea Cellular, whose growth is 10.19%. BPCL. Then you have IndusInd Bank among banks, whose CAGR is 10.85%. Then Rural Electrification Corporation in finance, CAGR is 11.81%. You have Bajaj Finance under finance, whose growth is 18.9%. Then you have Power Finance Corporation under finance, whose growth is 9.8%. You have Indiabulls Housing whose growth is 13.87%. Wipro in IT software, whose growth is 6.1%. Maruti Suzuki in automobile, whose growth is 5.36%. LSC Housing Finance, under finance, whose growth is 10.28%. Bharti Airtel, whose growth is 5.36%. Power Grid Corporation, whose growth is 10.27%. Aurobindo Pharma, whose growth is 10.35%. Torrent Power, whose growth is 7.49%. Britannia Industries, whose growth is 7.48%. And UPL Agrochemicals, whose growth is 8.71%. And you have, of course, forgotten Reliance Industries, especially the Jio, Reliance Jio, which is now the fastest growing, which is data is not coming, no data is given on its revenues. So it escapes the radar, but it is the fastest growing company. So based on your revenue growth, these are the 25 companies apart from the Reliance Industries which you should invest in. Next comes based on profit after tax. Fastest growing companies based on profit after tax. Which are they? Let us see. Vedanta, whose profit after tax has grown 114%. Glenmark Pharma, whose growth is 30.63%. TCS, whose profit after tax grown by 12%. Eicher Motors, whose profit after tax has grown by 53%. Lupin, whose profit after tax has grown by 18%. HDFC Bank, whose profit after tax has grown by 12.82%. HPCL, whose profit grown by 33.6%. Yes Bank, whose profit has grown by 14%. IOCL, whose profit has grown by 15.7%. Idea Cellular, whose profit has gone by 26.17%. PPCL, whose profit has gone up by 22.97%. IndusInd Bank, whose profit has gone up by 16.59%. Rural Electrification Corporation, whose profit has gone up by 8%. Bajaj Finance, whose profit has gone up by 16.68%. Power Finance Corporation, whose profit has gone up by 6.7%. Indiabulls Housing, whose profit is growing by 13.32%. Wipro, whose profit growing by 7.47%. Maruti Suzuki, whose profit is growing by 13.83%. LSC Housing Finance, profit going up by 10.17%. Bharti Airtel, profit going up by 8.17%. Power Grid Corporation, profit going up by 7.31%. Aurobindo Pharma, profit up by 26.7%. Torrent Power, profit up by 16.21%. Britannia Industries, profit up by 26.22%. UPL, profit up by 27.66 companies. Then the next item that you can consider is fastest growing companies in earning per share basis, EPS. Vedanta, 68%, Glenmark 29%, TCS 11%, Eicher 45%, Lupin 17%, HDFC 11%, HPCL 33.48%, Yes Bank 10%, IOCL 16%, Idea Cellular 24%, VPCL 22%, IndusInd Bank 13%, Rural Electrification Corporation 7%, Bajaj Finance 14%, Power Finance Corporation 6%, Indiabulls Housing 4%, Wipro 7%, Maruti Suzuki 13%, LSC Housing Finance 10%, Bharti Airtel 7%, Power Grid Corporation 4%, Aurobindo Pharma 10%, Torrent Power 15%, Britannia Industries 26%, and UPL 29%. Next. So these are all the items. So you have to choose among these 25 based on the items that we have shown. Okay. Let us just see all these companies once. Right. See all these companies. Thank you very much.